Hey everybody, Danny from House of I here. Before we get started, I just wanted to say thank you so much to Jolly Green and Rath for coming on from HAFTime Radio and talking to us. If you want to check out their content, and they're coming with a new season, season 2, pretty soon, you can go on YouTube and you can see them at No Vacancy Media. So you would search for the channel No Vacancy Media and you can find their stuff. You can also just look up HAFTime Radio, which is HAFTIME Radio. And they also have a Facebook page as well if you want to look that up. So same thing, HAFTime Radio. So again, thank you guys so much. I felt like that conversation flowed really well. It's funny to hear two groups of podcasters come together and just kind of have an easy conversation. So hope you guys enjoyed that. For those of you that have recently subscribed or commented or anything, thank you so much for that. It's really cool to see the kind of the nice things that people are saying, and even the mean things that people are saying. Some of it's pretty funny, but thank you guys for the kind words. For any criticisms, please give them. If I'm doing something weird, let me know. I would rather make this experience better for you guys. But again, thank you so much. The band House of I will be performing at these upcoming dates here. So if you are in any of these states or cities, please come check us out. We're going to be playing with the full band and playing a lot of songs from our album that you can find on Spotify, on Bandcamp, iTunes, Amazon Music, Google Play, all that fun stuff. So search Alienation if you'd like to hear that album. But otherwise, hope you guys enjoy this podcast. Thanks again. And subscribe if you haven't. Peace. All right. Hello, everybody. And this is the House of I podcast.
Hello. Yo.
Today, our guests are HAFTime Radio. What's going on, guys?
What's up?
Yeah, thank you guys for doing this, man.
Thanks for coming out.
Of
doing
course.
it with us.
I mean, this is a way cooler space to do this.
I don't know. I think seeing your practice space would be cooler to us. Just to see where you guys jam and set up and make your magic happen.
That's true. We really just do it in our sunroom in our house, honestly,
Nice.
on a table.
That's cool.
It's,
Right. There you go.
It's very like DIY, I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah. But this is like professional.
Yeah.
It's a step in the right direction, basically.
Yeah.
That's right. Okay. So first of all, why did you guys start this podcast?
Okay, right after that first question.
Yeah.
Well, I guess, okay, so I started a podcast, I don't know, a couple years ago, maybe 3 or 4 years ago, when I was running a little label, and it was called Wake Up, I'm Making Coffee, and it was sort of just like, I had just had a kid, and I couldn't do anything, like I couldn't like leave my house, because my wife was working all the time, and like I had to watch my kid, and so I started doing the label thing and like getting really depressed because I can't like go outside.
Yeah.
And so like hang out with people. And so I started this podcast to sort of like put out good motivational type stuff to kind of like do it for myself and kind of like see, obviously like just put stuff out for other people and,
basically
feel it at the same time.
Be helpful, basically.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So
then, what was
that? Was
I guess
the original idea.
Yeah, and then I kind of backed off of that for a while, and then started doing this coffee thing, and then I was going to the Iberian Rooster for their open mic every Monday night, and I was like, I'm going to do this podcast thing again, and then I met him, and then
I was performing at the open mic night with my friend Woody. We were performing our song Soul Brothers, and then I was like, I don't know if it was before or after, I think I got off stage, and I started walking around, and like they had some vendors like in the back, and he was one of them. And I just saw him. He just looked like just chill dude. And I was like, hey, what's up? Introduced myself, and then we just hit it off from there, basically.
Yeah. So I was like, yo, like I really want you to help me do this podcast because I think a co-host would be really cool. And then a friend of ours was like, hey, my buddy does like live shows and he's trying to help people get set up with like Facebook Live and stuff like that. And I was like, that would be a really cool, different direction to go in instead of just recording it and stuff, like going live and everything. And so we just jumped in.
That's cool. So, okay, so then what made you, when you first met him, think like, oh, I want this to be my co-host?
Man.
Yo, he like hit me up.
It was just that connection, man. Like, I don't know.
Like, dude,
Love at first
It was
sight.
like,
for real.
He's like messaged me on Facebook. He's like, bro, like your vibe is so great. I think you'd be perfect to like do this show with me. And then he like, laid it all out.
Yeah, and I was just like,
okay,
shit, you wanna
I've
hop
never
in,
done
or?
that before. Like, let's do it.
So this is your first like podcast.
So like
kind of
really
thing?
like this is my first like project like a podcast that I've done with anybody. Like like I've done like musical projects and stuff with people, but this was like different. First podcast. So I mean this is like one of the main things I got going on in my life, and it's been really good for both of us, just to like have this outlet and also to like share the experience with people too,
Right.
Yeah.
and we just do a bunch of different shit, so it's been great.
That's
Yeah.
cool. So, I mean, that's. I'm assuming you guys have probably learned a lot too, like just talking to people and
Oh, yeah.
right.
Yeah.
That's how I feel
Like a
too. Like I feel like I
lot.
always learn something new when I talk to someone. Like I always heard it from like other podcasters. Like Joe Rogan or whatever. And I'm like,
Right.
really? But he's also, he also has like scientists on and shit like that. So I was like, oh,
Right.
They'll learn something.
Yeah.
that's probably what I'm
Right.
talking about. But even like just talking to other musicians, it's just like, oh shit, like you just, I don't know, man. I learn a ton. It's fucking
Yeah,
nice.
like how they do things. Like, the goal's the same, right? But there's like so many avenues. So it's
Right.
interesting, especially people from like different states and stuff like that. I
Yeah.
think it's
So
interesting.
how have you found, I guess, like, have you found it difficult to like, I guess, like be in podcast mode? Is that hard for you, or is it something that you just jumped right into?
I think at first it was a little weird. Like
Yeah.
it was like uncharted territory. For me personally, I don't know about you, but it was a little okay. We had to figure out all the kinks and stuff. How are we gonna make this work? And the things would come up, so it's just a lot of trial and error. So it wasn't really difficult. It was more of just like you had to keep that determination to keep going.
It was learning to be
Despite-
ready for the battle.
Yeah.
Every time we came in
It was
here.
a battle.
Like,
Yeah.
we want to do it so bad. We have to make sure everything works, and nothing ever works. So
Oh yeah, just
It's-
tests here and there. Just
Yeah.
like, okay, now deal with this obstacle, and then okay, now deal with this, and then every time you think you got it figured out and it's all perfect,
Something.
everything goes to shit.
yeah,
So,
Well, we definitely know that. I mean, we've done. I mean, it might happen in this one, to be honest. Where like, just stop.
yeah,
Yeah.
We've
Knock
been there.
on wood.
yeah,
Yeah.
seriously.
But
You
that
can-
shit happens, dude.
You can see several part 2s and 3s of halftime episodes. Like, yeah,
Dude, it's such a like technology, man. Like I love it, dude. But at the same time, you're just like, could you just fucking work all the
Yep.
time?
Yeah.
Like, dude, imagine doing like one of the most like important podcasts that you're doing, and then it just cuts off, and you're just like, oh, and it, like that
no
when you have
save,
a guest.
no nothing.
When you have a guest too, it's like it can be awkward. Like you guys understand. So if it
Right,
happened right now,
yeah.
you guys would be like, "Oh, I get it." But like for someone that's never really like done a podcast and they're just like,
I just lost.
Doesn't
everything.
look
So we
good.
just wasted
Yeah.
all the time. Like,
yeah,
all right.
yeah, dude. It's the
Sweet.
fucking worst feeling.
It's awkward.
Okay, so what podcast have you guys listened to or are you fans of?
I've seen some Joe Rogan, of course. I think everyone has at
Yeah.
this point.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot of that. Who else?
There's
Chris
a lot of
Chris D'Elia.
Yeah.
I don't know if you ever
Yep.
see Chris D'Elia.
Mhm.
He's awesome.
He's hilarious, dude.
Flapping around like a babkin.
He's
He's nice.
Like,
He's yeah.
that's awesome.
No, man. I watch a lot of YouTube. Like I watch a lot of conspiracy stuff. So
Yeah.
Oh,
so when I said that earlier,
yeah, no, I should listen to more podcasts. I really should, but like I don't know. I feel like I don't know why. Like for some reason the visual stimulation always gets me.
Like the
with
video, do you
YouTube.
mean?
Yeah.
Okay, I
yeah.
see.
So if people like, even if it's just like stupid apocalyptic pictures and stuff, I don't know why. It's just like,
the
oh
visual.
wow, man, like that's crazy. And it's like it's just people and like pictures of articles and like it's not even. I don't know. It's something so I'm
there's
not
some
just like
really-
staring at my wall like, yeah, oh my god. That's so wild. I can at least like look at my phone and be like, oh yeah, I'll read along with you. That's crazy.
Okay, so which conspiracy, like what would be like, I guess like the most controversial controversial conspiracy that I guess you might believe in?
Oh man,
Can we not get into this?
there's like too
I mean,
many.
you can I think aliens rule the world and everything's
Aliens.
fucking staged. And
Agreed.
I don't,
Yeah.
I don't know.
The reptilian overlords.
We're like, we're like you ever seen the Rick and Morty episode where Rick makes a universe to supply power for his car or whatever?
I feel like I have.
Like that's kind of what we're doing. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
they have energy receptors and shit, and we're just doing shit. Like, what are you doing? What are you really doing?
See, I think I believe that there are like forces that we don't know about.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing, like, I guess for me, like it seems far-fetched, and it's funny because now I find myself starting to believe more like things that don't seem real. Like, for example, like simulation theory kind of
Yeah.
stuff.
Mhm.
The
Right.
fact that like Epstein was murdered. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, we don't
Yeah.
know really,
No,
but
like,
like,
Epstein
totally
didn't kill
was,
himself.
I mean,
He didn't.
It's
you
everywhere.
don't think so?
We can't now.
Oh, definitely.
No way.
I mean, no, definitely not. I mean, all the evidence points towards he was strangled
Yeah.
to death.
Yeah.
I mean, they looked at the body. I mean, they show pictures and everything. Like, it's undeniable.
Isn't
you
it
know?
crazy though? Isn't that shit crazy? Like,
Yeah,
there's
like, the
not
whole
really a
world-
lot of stuff.
I'm not surprised.
Basically, the
at this
world is
point.
run by pedophiles. It's fucking weird.
that's-
I really
And, like,
hope
if you,
Luciferians,
and if you,
whatever.
like if you're really into the conspiracy stuff and like you believe in the energy and all that stuff, like it's not about like sexuality, like it is, but sexuality is about energy and transfer and shit like that, and so like it's more about getting like pure energy and shit, you know, like
You think it has?
Pure
Well,
energy.
do you think like that could be kind of like the same, I guess, or a similar like idea to like just having power over someone? Do you get what I mean?
Oh, it's definitely power
and
control.
I think they definitely there's a way that they derive more power from that, because to be able, we were even talking about it just the other day, to be able to do really big things, you have to do other really big types of things, like weird types of things like that, and like if you're not willing to do that, you'll never get that high. And that's that. I'm fine with that. That's cool. You know what I mean?
That would be crazy
Like-
if that's the case.
Right.
Yeah, like
But I don't think you make $1 billion without doing some
crazy
fucked up
shit.
shit.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's not a far-fetched idea.
Yeah, like I don't think you're
I don't
allowed in the
think.
club. I don't, you know.
I guess I could see that too.
Especially because they have something to hold against you. You know what I mean? A lot of it is, if you ever divulge our secrets, well, now you're a pedophile, so we can. just
Yeah,
cut
Yeah,
you
like
off.
that's why they would make you
Pictures,
do
video.
it.
Yeah.
You know, that's why
Yeah.
they would make you do some fucked up shit. So
Yeah.
you couldn't
So I
get
mean,
out.
yeah, it's like a
unless
double-edged
you
sword
really
kind of
enjoy
thing, you
what
know?
you're doing, because there's plenty of them that probably just
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
love what they do. You know.
yeah,
sadistic
like they're into it. You
fucking-
mean?
Yeah.
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 I've heard people talk like for example, like why would someone that is notorious for that kind of thing, like why would someone still go to him for like whatever, you know, bullshit, like maybe go to the island or whatever. And I heard something that made sense, is like for those kind of people, they can't use like let's say like Tinder or something like that. They can't just go like in the public and try and find.
Right.
So they have to like find like this like high end bullshit that, or like really like I guess criminal type shit. I don't
Right.
know. And I was like, yeah, that makes a lot of fucking sense to me.
Yeah.
I don't know if I expressed myself correctly there.
think
but-
I
There's
know
a
what you're
black
saying.
market for everything.
There was
Yeah.
So,
Sacha Baron Cohen.
people,
Sacha
drugs.
Yes,
Baron
I
Cohen,
just heard
yeah.
about that.
He was in Vegas and he was in this hotel and he was talking about how he wanted a date with like an 8-year-old boy, and the concierge was like, "Yeah, I think I can find somebody
Oh
to
my
hook
God.
that
What
up
the
for
fuck?
you."
Yeah, I heard
Yeah.
that they gave that video to the FBI and the
Yeah.
FBI didn't do anything.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, I don't know. We don't know what the fuck's really going on there. But it's just like,
Like they may need more evidence to actually pin a case on them and do
That's
shit
true.
like that. Like that's a lot of the reason it takes so long to pin anything on anyone, is because they need like proof beyond a shadow of
Yes.
a doubt before they ever go
Right,
to a
'cause
date.
he coulda
if they
died.
don't, yeah, because if they don't 100% have you convicted, then
Yeah.
it's just a waste. And then they can't because of double jeopardy.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, like if you're gonna take the chance, it needs to be like
You
a
have to
solid.
do it, yeah.
it has to be a solid
Like-
chance. So how did we get here?
I like that though.
That's podcast. That's
That
what
was
happened.
That was like the most
Conspiracies.
natural like transition
Yeah,
into
I like
that.
it.
It's a conspiracy
ever-
Dude,
theories
that was
ever.
the
That's
last
what
couple
happens.
episodes. We just didn't stop talking because we couldn't. we didn't have any fillers or anything. We didn't have any pictures or video or music, so we just had to talk, and it was like super smooth. Like the last
That's
2 or
what
3
happens.
episodes.
Just natural conversation.
Yeah.
You find something, and then you just keep on going and going and going.
Those are my favorite podcasts,
Yeah.
honestly.
Yeah.
Where it's just like you're just listening and people are just like throwing ideas out. Like, don't get me wrong, I brought questions, but like
No,
that's just
obviously, yeah.
that's just
You
in,
can't
yeah,
prepare.
that's
You
just
did.
in case. But like this is like, okay, we're fucking just talking now. You know what I'm saying? And that's
hell yeah.
Those are like the best kind of. I don't know. Those are my favorite podcasts to listen to, honestly.
Yeah,
so that's
definitely.
cool that that's cool that we just
Especially-
did that.
Thank you. Gets you thinking.
There's some
Yeah.
weird mystique about hearing like 2 celebrities just like talking like they're friends, and it's like, what the fuck, dude? Like, this is what you guys do. That's so cool. I do that too.
You guys are normal people.
It's fun. So like the I know this is gonna be weird, but like having Mark Norman on recently, like I just kept thinking like he has been in that room with Joe Rogan. You know, he's been he's open for Jerry Seinfeld. He's been close to that. And I was like weirdly close. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just like a weird like I don't know. It was just like I couldn't. Like,
In a weird way, you were close to
No.
Joe Rogan.
I mean, a little bit.
I could
like,
touch him. No, but it was just
Like, hey, what hand did you shake his hand with? Can I touch him?
It's just a weird thing. I don't know. Like he was kind of the first, I would say, celebrity that I've met. You know what I'm saying? And it was just like I was so nervous for it, and I don't know. It was bizarre. It was really bizarre. I don't know.
I feel that.
What about it was
Because
bizarre?
you just don't know. Like, you just do I actually talk to you? Are you real?
Yeah,
You're a real
kind
person?
of. Yeah, and
Like-
also like when we when we first like got there, for example, it was just like holy shit, like this person exists. You know what I'm saying? Like he's in front of me. He's not just behind
was-
like
Right.
a YouTube video. You know what I'm saying? It was weird, man. Like I don't know. I don't know if you guys have met celebrities, but yeah.
I opened for Richie Ramone, which is like the least Ramone. I guess he was like one of their last drummers, and it was cool because we met him. We got to open for him. Like we hung out with him and stuff. And his guitar player gave me like my own little nickname, and it was fucking cool, man. And like that was one of my most memorable shows because we drove like 3 hours in the snow. Ran out of gas like in the parking lot as we were pulling up, and had to hustle a bunch of merch to get gas to even drive home. And like,
Damn.
it was just a lot of fun. Like,
How would you say like your experience was meeting him? Like how was that for you?
honestly, like it was just kind of weird. Like he was just this tall dude who looked like he was in the Ramones, and like it's like, all right, he was a little more.
That's
He was a little more
that's me.
real, like than I think somebody like
More
that.
real than me.
You're fake.
But yeah, it was still kind of like, wow, like you were playing with like punk rock, like with real punk rock. It's fucking
What
sweet,
was
like,
the nickname?
Wes Gutter?
Wes Gutter.
Wes Gutter. Why Wes Gutter?
Wes-
Because my name is Wes Cutter.
Oh.
It's like yeah.
That's
Nice.
your name, Wes Cutter.
That Wes is my middle name, and so growing up, I like went by that, and like getting jobs and stuff. My first name is Steven, so I'm writing Steven on all my applications, and I go through a lot of jobs. So it just gets annoying to like continuously tell people like what my name, like what I went by,
Yeah.
like growing up and stuff, and like I don't live like my parents still live in Virginia, and so like my wife calls me Wes, and so like that's like the only connection I still have to
I
that
did not
name,
know that.
I
I've
guess.
never heard
Yeah.
you.
There you go.
called
So
Wes,
I just started going by Steve because it was so much easier. Because like even on Facebook, like the name used to be Stephen Wesley Cutter, and so like even when people would meet me like through music and through Facebook, they'd be like, "Oh, Steven," and I'd be like, "No."
Wes.
Like, and so
Yeah,
it just got annoying. So I was like, fuck
and now
it,
you just
like,
left that
yeah,
Steve.
just whatever. Like I'm good.
Dude, fuck it. Just change it to Wes, bro. Wes Cutter is a fucking dope ass. I
Actually,
mean,
it is pretty dope,
The
yeah.
name in general is dope as shit, but just like that is cool as fuck too, you know?
Yeah.
That's okay. So, are you also from another area? Or are you from Florida?
I've lived in Florida my whole life, but I moved from a small town called Navarre. It's like up in like the North Panhandle. You guys know where like Pensacola is, like
yeah.
up that way. Yeah, so like about a half hour away is Navarre, and I grew up there like most of my life, and then I moved here to St. Pete like 3 years ago.
3 years ago.
Yeah, it was like 2016, or I guess it's not yeah, it's like maybe a little over 3 years now. I don't know, something like that. So
Why the move? If you don't mind me asking.
long story, complicated, but I needed a fresh start. I needed to come here and just start over, basically. I don't know if you've ever had to do that, just move somewhere new you've never been, and just like new job, new friends, new life, basically.
Yeah.
So
It's kind of what I did. Yeah.
Yeah, you're from Richmond, right? Virginia?
Like Virginia Beach.
Virginia
so,
Beach.
yeah, closer to North Carolina.
Damn.
But-
That's like, I just saw the evolution of hip hop, and apparently like a ton of like hip hop artists came out of there. Like I think Timbaland was from Virginia Beach.
Timbaland, Pharrell. My dad went to high school with Pharrell. Funny story here, if we're going to talk celebrity. This was interesting. Okay. So Chad Hugo, I don't know if you know who that is, but he's part of Neptunes, which and NERD.
His partner, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Yes.
And NERD and stuff like that. And so Chad Hugo would go sometimes to my dad's like cookouts and shit that we would have in our backyard. And so when I started doing music, we were doing the selling tickets thing, and he bought 2 tickets, and I was like, here, nah, you can have them. He was like, nah, here, like. I was like, oh shit, and he never ended up going because I guess he was in the studio or some shit. But I was like, holy fuck, like
That's
Still
so cool.
bought
that was
though.
fucking cool. Like,
That is pretty cool.
I was like, damn, like he's like they're still like supporting local music
Yeah.
and shit,
That's pretty badass.
So yeah,
Yeah.
that was.
I feel like if you make it, man, you gotta.
Oh yeah,
You
then
gotta
you'd be like,
do that,
yo,
like-
you bought my first tickets.
Yeah.
Like,
I know you.
yeah, dude, like crazy.
Okay, so going back to moving in, you asked me, or you asked us. We moved, so we grew up in Miami. We moved over here mainly because we didn't like living in Miami, and also for school. Honestly, like we didn't think the music scene down there was that great at the time.
it's also expensive to live there, isn't it?
Very, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
we never lived on our own out there.
Oh, okay.
Because it was for college you'd move, for you were still living. I was still living with my parents or whatever.
Oh, okay, gotcha,
Yeah.
But
gotcha.
yeah, my friends that own places, not own, but like rent out there, it's expensive as fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah,
sure.
exactly. Like I can't imagine being able to move out. Like I know so many people that still live with their parents, and I'm like, man,
I live with my mom. I'll be honest. I
Yeah.
do. Like, it's just cheaper. Like, any other place around here is still, like, just more expensive, you know? So,
And the thing is that it's like if you want to, but some of these people aren't doing it because they want to. It's because they have to. Because
Yeah.
it's like it's a ridiculous amount to live on your own out there.
It's,
Crazy.
yeah.
And then there's a lot of people.
Yeah, there's
Too
too
many
many people.
And they all suck.
No,
Fucking suck. You heard it here. Miami sucks.
we about to lose all the Miami fans.
JK,
we'll
go.
never play there again. No, I will say like now there's a pretty cool scene happening down there, and I've said this like multiple times on this, but it's dope, and there's a bunch of cool bands coming out of it, like tons of psych rock and stuff like that, which I'm a huge fan of. And it's nice to visit. I just don't like living there. Like I love Miami. I will always have like a place for it in my heart. But honestly, like this is a way cooler place, in my opinion, to live. Like there's a nicer scene, in my opinion. Like there's St. Pete, there's Clearwater, there's
Tampa.
Ybor. Yeah, I mean, Tampa. I don't really consider like.
Oh yeah, Tampa, Ybor, but yeah, mostly probably Ybor.
Because we live in Seminole Heights, so it's like
Okay,
yeah,
okay.
there's. We're like 5 minutes away from downtown and Ybor and all that stuff, so it's pretty nice, what I'm saying?
Shit.
Nice.
Okay.
Yeah, and there's a ton of venues in that area. But okay, so speaking of, actually, I'd rather get into this first. So, what music do you guys listen to?
Oh man, like little everything.
A
Well,
lot.
except for I don't know, like I don't really listen to country. I
A lot of
really
people
don't.
say that.
Pretty much everything else I kind of like. I dabble in.
I have a lot of respect for Hank Williams. Like strict. That's all I listen to.
Really?
So, like, no.
What the fuck?
No.
Dude, Hank's my boy.
No, I do I like country. I like old country. Like
Okay.
for sure. Like yeah. Like I sound like a loser, like a hipster, kind of
No.
like a country hipster. But no.
Dude, I get that.
I was definitely into like the early like 50s into the 60s type stuff, and like but no, I guess mainly like a lot of punk rock.
Okay.
It's a lot.
I can see
what I grew
myself
up on.
enjoying like early country stuff because I feel like nowadays it just sounds like pop, right? Is that-
Yeah, it's too
Yeah,
poppy.
I mean that's all.
They're
it
mixing
is.
like
It's
the
not-
trap beats and shit with it now, and I'm
I've
just
heard
like,
that. Sounds wild.
I can't do it.
Yeah,
I'm like,
it's
are you?
weird.
Is this for real?
Yeah,
You could,
like-
but you could do that in like a
good way. It's just that it's super poppy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like if they did it like creatively, like imagine if Kendrick Lamar released a country album. Like
You
that
know
would
what? I
probably
wouldn't
be
even
dope.
be surprised.
That would
man,
probably
with
be
just
better.
the
Like
trend.
have some like George Strait samples and shit. Like yeah.
Yeah, it would probably
Yeah.
be really fucking good.
Do you think
know?
that liking country is like it's because you're from Virginia? Like, do people listen to that up there? Is that a thing or no?
A little bit like I have family in North Carolina, and I grew up listening to that sort of modern-ish country, like Toby Keith and stuff like that. But that, like, I don't think that influenced so much what I liked from before that. Like, I sort of found that with like other friends, as weird as that is.
Yeah.
So like, my mom sort of listened to the pop stuff, and like I don't know, I like my grandma listened to the old country, but I didn't really like hang out with her, so I don't know, like it might have been genetic with that, but I don't know if actually like they influenced it.
Well, if they were playing it around you, I would imagine that had to, that would have to do
Like,
something with it,
I don't know if my grandma actually was like, I know that that's what she listened to, kind of thing, and like, yeah.
I mean, people in my area too. It's like Lower Alabama. It's still
Yeah.
Florida, but it's like Lower Alabama pretty much. So you got like a bunch of people listening to country music and whatnot. And like the hip hop rap wasn't really big over there, but then coming down here, huge,
Right.
huge. But like even coming from that area, like I listened to like maybe like Blake Shelton, Kenny Chesney, like modern country, but like that's about it. Very rare. I listen to like a lot of other, I was mostly like a big like rock, 80s. And then I started to like get into more of the hip hop and rap when I moved here, and like jazz, R&B. So,
Really? So
yeah.
moving here got you into that stuff.
Yeah, because I met people. It's about the people. You could like come from an area and they all listen to one kind of music, but you may not even listen to that, and you like meet somebody and they have a whole different, and then they just influence you with their musical taste, and it's like I've had so many friends that have introduced me to different genres that I wouldn't have listened to by myself, and I was like, whoa, I like this now. I don't know what it is. That's just what happens.
Well, I do feel like your taste changes as you get older as well.
Yeah.
Like I feel, what would be one? Oh, I guess like a good example of that for me would be jazz, I think. Like when I was younger, I wasn't super into it, but now like I love jazz. Like now I just want to listen to it all the time.
Yeah.
And I think also like I took jazz class in high school. And I think when you're kind of forced to do something at a young age, you're just like, fuck that,
It seems boring as hell.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, because I wish now, like, I wish I had the mind that I have now back then, because I would be fucking, like, enjoying the shit out of it. But, that
That's
just
the thing
wasn't.
about life, though. You can't go back. It's only like
Yeah.
moving forward. So it's like, okay, now that I've got it, what am I going to do now?
That's a hard thing to do a lot, right? God, man, it's funny that you say that, because I try and live in like the present. I try to live not in the past and also the future. The future is a little harder for me to like I guess
Like ignore or not
ignore.
Yeah.
Just because like when you're doing music, doing this for example, where you're trying to think of like, oh, what's
You
the
have to be
next thing?
so far ahead.
Yeah, it's tough, man. Like I'm sure you guys are probably like, you probably get stressed out as well with all this shit. I would imagine.
I mean, we like last year it was a lot of like, what are we doing next week? And it was like trying to keep up with that. And then we'd started booking shows, and it seemed like every show there was less and less time in between, because I was sort of jumping the gun and like trying to do everything, like last minute and everything. So it is hard to keep everything in mind, and your next step, and what you're doing today. And like, yeah, definitely. But that's why we're taking this time off leading up to season 2 to really plan out the whole next year.
So it's
that
not
we
as
don't-
stressful on us.
Yeah.
That makes
basically.
sense.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good that you have the wherewithal to like do that,
Yeah.
Honestly, he's the one who motivates me to like really sit down and plan this stuff. Okay, like let's do this. Let's like make some time, because if not, then I'd be like, I don't know. I can't think of anything. I'm not feeling inspired. Like we got to like just get in a room together, bounce thoughts off each other, and just plan this shit out. Write it down, So we got it.
That must be, I mean, I gotta imagine doing something like that where you're trying to come up with something new and fresh. Like that's not easy to do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like to bounce, like for example, when we're coming up with questions that we think might be interesting, like I try and think of different questions that I haven't asked yet, and that like just trying to do that, I'm just like, fuck, dude.
Yeah.
I can't.
But at least you're
think of
trying,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
And you just, as long as you just keep trying to get new, interesting, creative questions, whatever, even like do some research online and just find what other people are doing, and that can help inspire you too, give you ideas. So that's it. I mean, at least, you're not just being like generic. It's the same shit over and over and over, So
Yeah. I try and make it flow as nicely as possible,
I mean, this is great. It's great so far. So I mean, yeah.
Okay, so then what are your guys' opinions then on St. Pete since you've moved here? Like, what would you say are like the biggest differences? Like, how have you enjoyed or not enjoyed living here?
I have a really, really mixed opinion of St. Pete. It's like really weird because there's a lot of art going on and there's a lot of like really good shit. But of course, with a lot of art, you get a lot of like drugs and a lot of drama and a lot of like crazy shit going on between people. And it's when you're not caught up in it, you're not part of the crowd.
Okay.
So like, you're not doing all the stuff that the cool kids are doing because they're off just doing their party thing, and I'm like dad now, so like
yeah
I can't like do anything fun, like I can't be out partying all the time, and like it's harder to, I mean, it really sucks. This industry is really weird because to be able to work with the next level of artists, you kind of have to be going out all the time and doing the same things that they're doing to make the same kind of contacts and have a relationship with these people instead of just hitting them up like, hey, do you want to play a show? Like, no, you got to go to shows. You got to go to the parties that they're hanging out, and you got to actually like hang out with people. And like, it's really hard to do that when you're just like, I like doing technical stuff.
Yeah.
Like, like I like booking shows.
Yeah.
Like, I like,
Well, we're in the same boat. I mean, before we did this podcast, like I would honestly say that we were pretty terrible at networking, and it's not that we don't like people. It's just that we're introverted, like
I get it.
Yeah.
I totally get it.
And like it took us a minute to get used to talking with strangers for the first time. I mean, we just met you guys.
Yeah.
And this has felt like we've known you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We're just like easy to get along with, but some people, you're gonna have some people that just, it's a little bit harder. You kind of have to pry a little more to get some answers. It can be awkward at times. You know, but yeah, no, it's like when this can happen, it's just like it's just really comfortable. That's that's the best feeling. But it's going to ebb and flow. Sometimes it's going to be comfortable and sometimes it's not going to be.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, we've had some weird shit.
Really?
We've had some awkward interviews.
Yeah.
But it makes it all better because it's like you get a little of both. You get the awkward, sometimes the shitty episodes, but then it shows you like how much better these other episodes are.
They definitely give you that appreciation.
Yeah. And trust me, I know exactly what you mean. I mean,
and it's just real too, right? Like if someone watches the videos like consistently, like, oh, they put one out, that one was weird, and the next one it's like, well, they didn't edit it, like, because I could edit an awkward interview and just make it a little less awkward, but just put it out.
Right. Ooh, I have a question. Yeah. Okay, so do you guys find that with the people that you've had come on, do you find that they're what was exactly what I wanted to say? Because I wrote it down, but I thought of it as well. Okay, so do you find that it's kind of hard to, I guess, get them out of their shell and kind of open up? You know what I mean? Like, kind of have like a normal conversation. Like, because I feel like when we've had people on in the past, they're nervous. You know what I'm saying? Like, do you find that?
It really does just depend on, I mean, obviously a lot of things, like whether or not we know them, because we book a lot of people that we know, and if people have done this kind of thing before, and how it really helps us gauge how serious people are about what they're doing. Okay. Because if they are super nervous about it, we can kind of sit there and tell, like, you're not really into what you're doing, or you'd be a little more, you'd at least want to talk about it.
That's true.
So we kind of we get people that are nervous a little bit, but I think people that are into what they're doing sort of naturally, we can sort of naturally do it, because we kind of do set it up as just like a conversation. So it's like we have that.
If they don't want to talk, then we end up talking more.
Right. It's just it's almost like a mutual respect for like work. It's like we're here, we're working. Like we like what we do for work. If you like what you do for work, let's talk about work and let's go home.
I like that perspective. That's interesting. But I could only imagine like that could get awkward, right? If it's just like, have you ever felt, I guess, the maybe like that you guys are like talking and then like the person is just kind of like he's not interjecting or they are not interjecting at the moment. You get what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Oh yeah. It does happen. It does happen. And you know, you kind of have to just move past it because you could sit there and you could dwell on it. And I know, like for me, I'm introverted and I have anxiety, you know, at times. So it's like I'll get in my head and start having inner dialogue and I'll forget what's happening outside. Mm-hmm. So then I've missed something that somebody said or whatever. I'm like, oh shit, you know, I have to like try to pay attention. So it's like you just let it pass and the conversation will change, you know, it'll change. And then maybe at some point they'll interject and they'll say something, you know, and then we'll go down some conversation path. You know, you just never know.
Yeah.
Right? So
it's like sometimes it's like just the topic. Like, all right, let's move on, and then the next thing they're a little bit more lively, and I guess
right.
So.
Having a co-host is like so awesome.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah,
bounce
like
back and forth,
that's why I wanted to go for it with this, because I was like, I'm so tired of trying to like write shit and like try to figure this out by myself and like hitting dead ends. I'm just like, yeah,
having a partner is super helpful, man.
Yeah,
like there's times where, you know, like I guess like like she'll interject and like basically say something better than I did, or
it's not like it's a competition.
No,
it's not.
But it's helpful though, because sometimes I like. Do you guys get this where when you're talking on a podcast, you kind of like blank out?
Yeah,
that happens to me a lot.
Yes.
Yeah. And then you're
sucks.
like, fuck, please say something.
Yes.
Like, please say something.
If there's no plan, you just kind of go into... a lot of the shows, we would just go into it, no plan. Okay, we're just going to fucking do it. That's it. We're live. What's up, everybody? And then, oh, man.
I distinctly remember days where I was like, I didn't print any notes. I don't give a fuck. Like, I'm not doing... Like, I don't care.
Where's the notes at? Oh, I didn't print any. Oh.
I forgot the flash drive, too.
It's one of those.
All right, here
That's
we
the
go.
kind of day I'm having. I hope this picks me up.
But you can't show people. I mean, we're real with people, but you can't show too much of like the frustration, because then you don't want to like try to turn people away from it. It's like we're real and we'll be honest about like the problems and stuff that we run into, whatnot. We talk about it. But other than that, we just try to roll with it. We just try to be ourselves. Rath, Jolly Green, you know, we just try to keep that same energy, like, if we can, every episode.
Mm-hmm. It just kind of shows that like, don't get too frustrated at shit. Just kind of let it go and keep going. Like, as much as you can, keep going. Just do it.
Yeah,
because like
I think people like that too. Honestly, like I even if you do like come across like errors or whatever, like I think people, they appreciate the fact that you're honest. You know, that you're not trying to hide it or anything like that. Like
yeah.
I think that's like so much worse. Like, why does it sound like that? You don't explain it, and like, you know,
right.
Sometimes people just want to know what's happening. Like we had the Problem Random podcast. That was rough.
Oh yeah,
because the computer kept stopping. Like it was like every like it was ridiculous.
Yeah,
it was like every 5 to 10 minutes.
Yeah, it would just.
And
stop
I felt
recording.
terrible because like the first 2 times we stopped them and we're like sorry, like let me just like restart this, and then it just kept happening, and then I was just like, fuck it, dude. And then we figured out like we're gonna just use that as a backup now, like the camera. But it's just like, dude, I felt so bad, and they were super nice about it. Obviously, they were like, oh, don't worry.
They're
about
like
it.
the nicest people I've ever met too.
Yeah.
Shout outs to Proud Miranda.
Proud
dude.
Miranda's fantastic.
Hey.
But yeah, dude, I was so embarrassed, and like, cause like you want to put out something good, you know, and you have someone fucking driving to your place.
Yeah.
Doing, you know, it's just
imagine going into a studio and someone's paying you to record in the oh yeah. I've had, I don't want to throw anyone under the bus, but I've been to studios very close to here that maybe in this building.
Oh yeah, I was like, wait a minute, I wasn't catching on at first, but and then of course they're like, oh, you know,
and it just looks like you're fucking up. Like, yeah, it's like you don't know what you're doing, and I'm like, oh fuck, like, like it's just the computer. Like I've been here a million times, and everything's usually fine. Like, and they just forgot to erase everything like that week or whatever, and so like there's just so much shit on the computer, and it just keeps crashing or whatever, and like, oh man,
that's got to be the worst feeling.
Yeah.
We just did our first, I guess, paid recording for a friend of ours.
Nice.
And yeah, I got to be honest, like I was really nervous at first to like make sure everything was really smooth and all that stuff. And I got to say, it went pretty well, I think.
Nice.
It went immensely.
Yeah.
Nice. That's awesome.
Yeah, I think he's happy and we're happy. So
fuck yeah,
Sweet.
That's great.
Yeah,
Yeah.
saying
well
yes
done.
was weird. Saying yes was weird because it's like so many things could go wrong.
Yeah.
It'd be
well,
really awkward.
I honestly like. I just think we have like the most basic stuff, and I think there's actually a market for people that want more of a. I guess like I don't charge by the hour or anything like that. Like I just charge per song, and I don't know. I think people, and also like getting to know someone and trust them. You know what I'm saying? Like that's such a big part. Like we've done studios in the past where it was, you know, an hourly thing and we didn't really know the person that was recording us or like the person mixing. And that's just like such a strange situation to find yourself in with your music, you know what I'm saying?
Especially when like that's why bigger bands have producers because they're really good at translating what you need to somebody like that. And when you don't have all of that training behind you, it's sort of like I know how I would do it, but I'm somewhere else now. And I like you said, I don't have a relationship with you, so I don't know how to really talk to you in a way that I can translate what I want exactly.
Yeah.
And like
have you found then that like a lot of your close friends have like reached out to you for recording and stuff like that? Like, is that typically what happens?
Before, yeah, definitely. When I used to have a setup for full band, and I used to like do stuff like that. I would actually go out to Circle Studios to record drums, and I would use their rooms and stuff to do that, and then I would record the rest in my house, and it was really cool. And yeah, like
That's smart, by the way.
Yeah,
That's really smart.
Yeah, it was nice because they have this front room that's really small and like padded and shit, and it sounds really nice.
We've never even thought of doing that. Like we could have easily done that ourselves.
Just go somewhere else and just kind of like
that's fucking smart.
Well, that's why you talk to people so you get new ideas.
Exactly.
Yeah. There you go.
Right.
That's a good one.
Damn.
Write that
Okay.
down. No, I'm kidding.
So
I mean, yeah.
I'm
on paper, so
I'm gonna remember it.
okay.
Do you think that there are differences between Tampa and the St. Pete scene?
I don't know the Tampa scene, so I can't say for sure.
Yeah, like I don't know really. Like I see a lot of St. Pete bands going to Tampa now, and like I don't know, like 3 or 4 years ago there was a little more going on in Tampa. I think there was like a little pop, and then it sort of died away. And like Tampa's just kind of weird. Like
It is.
like yeah, like you would think there's a lot more going on there, but it's almost like St. Pete now. Like you have to have a lot of money to do anything in Tampa or St. Pete. So it's kind of like
All about the
like,
money.
Yeah, like downtown St. Pete like popped really big, and now it's sort of waning. Like you have to find more DIY venues and stuff like that because everything on Central's closed or is super expensive.
Yeah.
So it's harder to find the more underground type stuff. Like for a minute it was actually like being pushed into the public, and now it's sort of like super underground again.
Yeah. Do you think it's going to lead to like no actual venues and everything just being...
I don't think so. I mean, that's kind of what we're all trying to do is put it all together. Like you guys and us and everybody in the scene right now is just trying to push as hard as we can to get everybody into the forefront. So I really hope it works out that way, like the right way, like that we all get, you know, our little bit out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
'Cause there's like something about going to a venue and going to see bands. So it's like the thought of no venues and it being house parties and stuff. Like it's nice, but it would be very different.
Yeah, like Fergs is there, and like that's sort of
State Theater's coming back.
a little bit.
You know,
Yeah,
Janus and
but it's all like just a little too high for everybody starting out.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
That's
So,
true.
like-
yeah.
The Benz, Emerald.
In the Bend, like I don't want to trash anybody, but the sound isn't that great at the Bend.
I see what you're
like,
saying,
Yeah, it isn't.
I've had a hard time booking Emerald, which is weird because I see shit going on all the time there.
Yeah.
And, the VFW post, I don't know if you've seen that, but
I just saw that they opened up. Now they're
doing a
booking
lot
bands.
of they're booking a lot of bands, and that's going to be another one. Outpost 11 just opened again. It used to be Tiny Town in St. Pete, so I don't know if you're familiar with that, but it's this old little punk rock fucking shack, and so that's cool. Yeah.
I guess I mainly asked because when we first got here, like my impression was that it was all the same scene. You know, like talking to people that have been here, they're like, oh no, they're separate scenes. Like they sometimes they go into each other, but like there's a crowd in the St. Pete scene and there's a crowd in the Tampa scene.
Well, it's because people in St. Pete don't leave St. Pete and people in Tampa don't leave Tampa. Unless you're in the band and you're going over to play a show. So it's just the people that live there don't like to leave. So like you can find a different crowd. Yeah, but like I don't know. Like, I haven't been to Tampa in a while. So, like, the last show I went to was kind of a bust. So
yeah, and I'm, like, about to go to a show at Pegasus Lounge for my homies, UAC. They're, like, a rap group. Just the two of them, and they're performing the 31st. So, we'll see how that goes. You know, we'll see what kind of turnout. But I feel like a lot of the places that are, like, hosting, like, over in Tampa, they don't really get much, you know, like, turnout. You know, I don't know.
Everywhere I've been to in Tampa is kind of dirty.
Yeah,
like really
I like
divey.
That. I'm not gonna lie; those are my favorite places.
I think I went to the old Pegasus, and it was like really divey.
Yeah, that was actually the first place we played at.
Like, when we moved from
I played at the market in Ybor once, and that was weird.
Yeah,
that was weird.
It was a weird place. Yeah,
that was a really weird. It was a really.
Have you played the Hub?
No, I haven't played the Hub.
That place is dope.
But
it is. It's
cool.
a dive bar, but it's one of my favorite fucking places.
No, that would be cool. Like that, I like dive bars. I was just like thinking back on it. I was like, I don't. They all kind of. I mean, the market was nice, but like everywhere else was kind of like sketchy.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, St. Pete, like, I mean, I don't know. Downtown's not that bad until it gets like super late. But
and the hub is that place.
Yeah.
It stays open super late. And like there's no stage, so like the bands play just on the floor, so you're level with everyone.
Yeah.
And it's just like kind of a different energy when I feel like when that happens, like being on stage. But like when you're level with them, they're just standing there staring at you. And
those are my favorite like punk rock shows.
Yeah, exactly.
Like that, you have to bring some aggression. It's like get the fuck away from me.
No, I mean, honestly, like we played there a couple times, and like those have been like some of my favorite shows.
Nice.
There in the Bends, to be honest. And I will say, like, I love the Bends, just like you know, to be honest. But it's obvious, like I feel like that room is not made for like the best sound. Right. It's like it's small, you know.
Yeah.
And honestly, like I don't think the person that owns it is listening to this, but again, one of my favorite venues to play at, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the vibe, honestly. Like I love going to shows there. I think like the bands that play through there are cool. Like I've seen a ton of like touring acts through there.
They get a good crowd.
They get a lot of touring bands.
A lot of people.
That's how the Hub is too. Like I would say like the Hub is the Benz equivalent in Tampa, to be honest.
Word.
Locals, like people are just there.
Okay.
Like they know what's down there.
Have you guys been to Hooch and Hive?
No, but I've heard about like a lot of shows.
It's a cool place, man.
Yeah.
It's big. It's got a stage. It's pretty clean. It's got a dope bar. Yeah, it's a nice place, man.
Okay.
They serve food.
They serve food, yeah.
Nice.
They do. They serve food there, yeah.
All right.
Yeah, it's a. I guess it's a recently, like they just recently started putting shows on there, but yeah, it's a cool place, definitely. And then honestly, like Crowbar is the only.
That's like
Crowbar's the shit. Orpheum.
Yeah.
That's also like a one that I go to a lot for shows. But you know, again, like Crowbar actually is a better bar just because like there's even like the back area where you can go out and then like the smoking area and stuff. You know, it's just bigger, more open than Orpheum.
I love Crowbar, dude. Crowbar is like one of my favorite. Like I remember before we moved here, I reached out to see if we could play a show, and we got so denied. And I'm glad we did because I don't know who it may have been Tom, I'm not sure, but like they were just like no one like I don't know who you are. Like you kind of need to know. Like you kind of need to like do you have a bill? You know what I'm saying? Just like kind of like the regular shit that you should have to put a show together. And also like we were a super young band at the time. I think we were like 17, 18 at the time, and it was just like,
oh wow,
yeah. This was
like when we first moved up here, that was like the goal. Like let's get in there.
Oh wow,
nice.
Yeah.
Now see how. Did you guys ever hear the Goat House?
The Goat House?
Yeah.
No.
How long have you guys been down here?
We've been here since,
or I guess up here.
Yeah.
From Miami.
I always say that too,
Yeah.
bro. It's so funny. We've been here since 2011.
And you've never heard of the Goat House?
No, what is that?
Wow. It was this little place in Odessa in this strip, and it was just like a room. And it was supposed to be a storefront or an office or whatever, but this dude's dad owned the whole strip with like a Circle K and shit. And so they just had this room, and we just used to put on shows there. And so it was like hardcore shit and like emo and like all kinds of. It was just it was like the coolest DIY venue, and they had all kinds of shit. And yeah, like really surprised you guys never like.
Well, so like this is going back to kind of what I was saying earlier. Is like we were very like we didn't hang out with bands. Like we would we were kind of assholes, to be honest, and not on purpose, because if you talked to us, we'd be really nice. But it was just like we were so introverted. Like we never talked to bands after shows. Like
we definitely came off like assholes.
Yeah,
like,
I'm sure we did, because I think that now. Whenever like a band like that we're on the same bill with, if we especially if we booked them and they just, which hasn't happened yet, but if it did, I'd be like, oh come on. But anyways, yeah, like we would just like play and then go outside and hang out outside.
Yeah, we'd pack our stuff and then just go. Basically.
Yeah, right. And it's just like I wish I would have known like younger to be
like just make friends.
Yeah, and
that's
also
the best thing you can do.
Be supportive.
Yeah,
like just fucking be supportive, man.
Well, when you're introverted, I don't know about you guys, but like for me personally, it was like if you don't know your own value, your worth, then you kind of feel like, oh, I don't like. I feel uncomfortable talking to these people. I feel like they're judging me or whatever. You know, for whatever reason.
Yeah, I definitely felt that like when I like would watch a band and they would be awesome, that actually would make it really hard for me to feel like, why would they even want to talk to me? Like, honestly, like those are the kind of things that you like that I would start thinking, and then it just made sense to go outside.
Yeah, Then you just have to remember to kick yourself in the ass, and if you really want to do this, like if this is what you want to do, you got to do the thing.
Yeah,
like you gotta play the part, even if you don't want to. If you don't want to go to the parties and you don't want to fucking put up with the bullshit, you do. And not that like hanging out with like the bands afterwards is bullshit, but you got to do.
Yeah, you have to do that. Yeah.
You got to immerse yourself in the whole.
Well, it's funny too, because it's like, I think I suffer from anxiety, and I think like the anxiousness kind of would take over and not allow me to do that. But then like just forcing myself to do it, I eventually realized like, oh, like literally any time. Like there's only been maybe 2 occasions where I've went up to like a stranger in a band or something like that and tried to have a conversation, and they were just like off-putting, not even assholes, right? Just off-putting. Like maybe they were me back in the day probably, where they were just like weirded out by like the interaction, right? And like all of them have been dope. I love it now. Like I love going to shows, like even if we're not playing, just going and networking and talking to people, and like I mean I try and support bands as much as possible. Right. Besides doing the podcast and having them on and stuff like that, like just going to shows, like I fucking love it now. It's fun, and I just wish I'd learned that earlier.
Yeah.
Because I feel like now we're like starting to break out like into the scene. Like we've been here for fucking 10 years almost.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
That is crazy.
And like the past year has been really like the first time that I feel like, oh, okay, people like are starting to recognize our name around here.
Yeah.
Which is fucking nice. But anyways, enough about us.
Well, shit, I mean, the grind, it's coming through, just keep working at it. I know it's like you've been here a while and it's like you're kind of frustrated, but, you're here now. That's what matters.
Yeah.
This is now. So enjoy it.
And another thing, too, I don't know about you guys, but like for a while we were considering like, oh, should we leave? Like, should we go to, like, leave to another state or something like that. And now I'm just like, I'm kind of liking it here. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I also have a lot of family here now too, which helps. I don't know about
My
you
suggestion
guys.
is just tour.
Yeah.
Just tour as much as you can. Tour and then write and make more albums and then tour on those and then just keep making more product and tour on that. And that, like, I know it sounds like a really like simple, almost like capitalistic thing, but I mean, Green Day laid it out.
I know you're right though. You're totally right.
You just make a record and then you go on tour and then you make another record and you go on tour and more and more and more people hear about you, and then
the freaking story is great, right? Billy Joel, he graduates high school to walk out from his high school to like jump in the van to tour Dookie. Like it was just like, and we're out, So it sounds simple, but it's it's work. But
Yeah,
this is just words until you actually put it into action, but that's like where the real experience, the real like the feelings come from, like lots of people talk and they say, oh yeah, we're going to do this. They make all these plans and everything, but then they don't follow through. So that's what you got to do, just follow through basically. Yeah.
So I'm not sure if you guys answered this, but like, how have you guys enjoyed or not enjoyed living here in St. Pete? I know we kind of talked about like.
I hate it.
That sucks, man. No, it's shit.
Well, you live here.
It's great.
So
I live in St. Pete. That's true. I live here. He lives kind of closer to Clearwater. I live downtown, so I mean, I was literally just like a few minutes away from here, and I've been here for 3 years, and I dig it.
Yeah.
You know, I'm close to all the venues downtown, and I can pretty much go anywhere, and like the vibe is great, like cultural diversity, all kinds of different types of food and people, and just like just ways of living, and it really has inspired me to try to find myself and find like who is Jolly Green, what am I doing here, what's my purpose, and all that kind of stuff. And I'm slowly finding that this has really been a place of self-discovery for me. Where I came from, I didn't have that, but here it's really changed me. So I thank you, St. Pete. I love you. I really do. I love the people here too.
That's beautiful, bro. Yeah. Honestly, like to hear that type of shit, like that's like what you would hope like moving away would do,
Yeah.
That's great.
It was scary. It was culture shock at first moving here, because it's like, it's not like huge city, but it's city,
Yeah.
I mean, lots of people, the hustle and bustle, and where I came from, it was just like one highway. Everything's off of that one highway on the coast, and there's not really much like at all. So it's not like rural, but it's like just not as urban as it is here. So
was there like, did you attend like shows out there or anything like that, or did you perform a lot out there?
Pensacola, I wasn't even performing or doing anything like that. I wasn't recording or producing or anything at that time. I was just like playing guitar. I was learning a little bit of how to record like on my laptop, but that was it. I was going out with my friends to Pensacola every now and then to see a show at, I forget what it was called. I think it was like the Handlebar or something like that. And there'd be some rappers, or there'd be like some bands or all kinds of stuff. And that was the place I'd go. But, there was hardly anything.
Yeah.
And you said that was 30 minutes from where you lived.
It was like 30 minutes. So, like here, everything's much closer, whereas like there, you had to like drive like at least 15, 30 minutes just to get anywhere. And it's like, it sucked. But
I think like weirdly enough too, like I feel like we felt like that in Miami, because like where we lived outside of Miami in like a town. It's like, have you ever heard of Hialeah?
No.
It's like very close to that. But it's like one of the like more popular like cities down there by Miami. That's not in Miami.
It's weird because you called it a town.
Well, Miami Lakes is a town. That's why.
No, but like it's just weird to hear, because like to me that's not a town. You know what I mean? Like I'm picturing like a little town.
Yeah, that's true. Actually,
with a cowboy in it, maybe.
This town ain't big enough for two of us.
But yeah.
So like I guess like the reason why I even bring that up is because I find it strange that whereas in Tampa and St. Pete, like they're cities and there's venues to play at. Down there, like the only places I can really think of playing were like inside Miami, like in downtown. Mm-hmm. Like for example, like we couldn't play somewhere close to where we lived. You know what I'm saying? So we had to like usually drive like 35 minutes to go play somewhere.
Yeah.
And it's like weird to be in a spot now where you can play, 5-10 minutes away. It's kind of nice.
Right.
Or go see shows like you were saying,
Yeah. There's just like so many shows that I'm not even going to. Like we would do like the halftime show, and he'd have all of these like list of like events and stuff coming up, and I'd be like, damn, there's a lot of shows, but they're all spread out, over this big, little peninsula that we've got here. And so I wouldn't, I need to check out more still. Like I need to go to more and support like these bands and stuff, because we play like music on the show too. All these bands I haven't even seen perform live. I'm like, I need to get on this shit now, shit. So it's a cool area for sure,
Yeah.
Speaking of which, I'm pretty sure we've played at least one House of I track.
That's what I was saying.
Yeah.
At least one.
I have to find which episode that was.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
I mean, yeah, like kind of like you were saying, in the last year, you guys have been pushed up a lot, and like we started seeing your name like a lot on flyers and stuff, and I was like, damn, like all right. Like, we're trying to put shows together, and I was like, I gotta book these guys. Like,
let us know.
Make shit happen. Like, yeah.
No, definitely let us know.
Yeah.
I was gonna ask you, would you guys be comfortable talking about like the next season that you guys are planning, or would you?
Yeah, we can give a little bit. We can give some.
All right, let's get into it.
Okay.
And so, what do you? What are we to expect then?
Cool stuff.
That's it.
All right.
Good night,
All you
everybody. Bye.
A bunch of cool stuff.
It's definitely a change of pace.
Yeah, it's definitely not gonna be the same. We're not coming in here doing the same thing every week, kind of like we were before, where we just come in and we have the artist and we just kind of talk, and we have planned. It's six segments. 6-week segments.
Yeah, 6 weeks. Yeah.
So
awful close to the devil there, sir. No.
Yeah. Almost.
Well,
there's a lot of power in that. What are we talking about?
Call back.
No, but yeah. So we're coming up with different themes and different ideas to kind of just shake it up and kind of show more of who we are and what we're into doing and what we can do, and kind of just push the limits of the show. Really is one of the goals, and just see what we really can do live, and what else we can do with our time, like have more produced elements to it as well, and just
that's cool, man.
Yeah. We don't want to give away too many details, but it's like, think of Saturday Night Live or something, like a sketch show, or like kind of like a variety show they would call it back in the day, something like that, and it's not going to be just the same thing this segment. It's like we have different segments that we're going to change up, Yeah. So
we definitely plan on giving
it should be pretty interesting, I think. It may not, I don't know what people are going to think at first, but
it'll be different. We're highlighting different things instead of just the normal, like, because the first season was all just like, stay positive, here's an artist, here's all the art that's going on, like, do your thing. Mm-hmm. And now it's sort of like, here's us doing shit, like, here's like, we're actually gonna be doing more on the show. And
like it's almost like you're being more proactive in inserting like your ideas into
yeah instead of just like letting the show flow, because it was very like, it was a foundation building thing, in the very beginning. See, like, what we do, what like, once we have a flow of it, now it's kind of like, well, fuck that flow, we'll just
that's cool. No,
just totally reinvent what we're doing.
That's exciting. So I know this is like super in the future, but like, do you think then for like the third season, like you're gonna do something completely different then as well, or do you?
Why not?
I don't. Like there's. I think we're definitely going to keep some of the elements, because I think a lot of it is going to be, without us trying to, it's going to be a lot of learning what works and what doesn't, and what we should do with this, and like, this would be so much fucking cooler, and like, that's what we should do next season. And like, I think a lot of it will sort of funnel into, like, because we have a lot of different sort of ideas, and I think like we'll probably keep certain elements, obviously, and like what we learn that works best, and then sort of, I mean,
it's kind of
like this, like
evolve.
chuck out the rest, and fucking reformulate that bit.
Yeah.
I'm really looking forward to it, and that first episode comes back and premieres February 19th.
So
nice. Where can people watch it?
YouTube.
Yes, our YouTube channel. You can check it out on HAF Records. HAF Records on YouTube.
Yeah, we're planning. I think we're planning on changing the YouTube name to be a little more.
We'll probably change it to where it's like more. Yeah, because easily recognizable. HAF Records are like, what? That's not HAFTime.
Yeah, I was starting with HAF Records, and then HAFTime came from that, and then I sort of shifted the focus to the media company in general. So it's No Vacancy Media.
Oh,
will probably
is that what we're thinking of changing it to?
I think so.
Okay,
maybe.
Okay, either way, I think actually that would probably be easier to,
because then we can have our different. Because we're also developing a stoner sort of. It's like sort of a reality Robot Chicken sort of crossover with just a bunch of stoners,
random stoner
like random stoner clips, and
Stony Lonesomes.
Stony Lonesomes. It's basically the loose knit story is like 4 friends that like used to all hang out, and now they're all across the country, so they send each other stupid videos, and this is just the outcome of that. So
that's funny. So is it gonna be characters, or literally you're gonna have people that that
a little both? Almost like a Kevin Smith movie. You know how like certain people are playing themselves and they're also playing a character in the movie, and they're also, you know what I mean? Like everyone's gonna have several different things.
That's interesting
that they do. So yeah, I mean it's sort of like, everybody has their own stoner character. Like, I don't know if you guys smoke or anything.
Yeah.
But when you smoke, you have your own persona. You know what I mean? So we all have our own little, like, I'm going to be this personality in this video. And I'll do something this. And then, so you can sort of get into character. You can get into another character and just, I just sort of randomize it and put it in whatever order. It's funny.
That sounds like a very stoner idea.
Definitely. And we're gonna like probably try to incorporate like some stoner circle, like that '70s show.
Oh, that 70s show. Yeah.
Stoner circle thing where it just kind of like moves around. That would be really cool.
You guys just saying ridiculous things.
Yes.
You get like one of those like 360. Like, is it a GoPro or is it? I don't know.
You could probably just make. You could probably just make like a little platform or whatever that like can rotate, or maybe it's like.
I was gonna take like a microwave plate. And
they sell them where you put stuff on there. People can rotate and grab like finger foods and stuff without.
Like a lazy Susan.
Yeah.
Just have a
lazy Susan.
Just have a thing with wheels so you can just sort of do it, or just like on a pole. That's
that would be dope as fuck, dude.
It'd be super easy with a phone too. Just kind of sit it in the thing and then just rotate.
Yeah. Damn.
Yeah.
Well,
like we need to do shit, dude. Like, what are we doing?
That's
I know, for real. You guys.
The problem is, listen, this guy hears a million of these ideas, and those are just a couple of them that stuck. And he's like, dude, what the fuck are you talking about, bro? Like, this is so much stuff. And like,
I'm like, yeah, sure.
He's like, when?
We could totally do this.
When were you gonna do this? When do you have time for this? Like,
exactly.
Like, that's when it really comes out. She's like, I have all the best ideas, and I have no equipment and no time. What am I gonna do?
Well, that's why we make a good pair, because he's like the ideas man, and we're sometimes.
And then he just does everything.
Well, if you put it like that, I do most of the technical work and stuff for the shows and whatnot. He does like the video editing stuff because he's kind of better at that. He has more of that creative vision, which I appreciate. But sometimes like the schedules sometimes conflict. One of us gets busy, and but like I try to get shit done. We try to get shit done when we can, and like it's good to have like that dynamic duo. Like one is the ideas, one's kind of like more realistic, whereas you can kind of be more realistic with like the shows and booking shows because you have a lot of experience with that. And I don't know anything about that. You handled like all of that stuff, all the shows that we had last year, like the live shows, like the performances, not like these. So so it's good that we can both like kind of just, he's good at one thing, he knows this, and I'm good at this area, and we can kind of combine the knowledge to make shit happen.
So it's a really nice back and forth.
Yeah, that's good, man.
Sure.
That's definitely good to have. I mean, honestly, like it would be nice to kind of go into more go into different things as well. Like that's kind of what the idea of doing the House of I Jams thing was. Is I was just like, oh, it'd be nice to have the bands not only come and do the podcast, but also kind of either play with us or perform one of their songs. I actually kind of turned into that because of a band that said, instead of jamming, can we just perform for you guys? Like, can we perform music? And we're like, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
That
and
works.
Then we figured if like the whole band showed up too, instead of just one musician, because that's how it started.
Right.
But when you have the full band saying, yeah, we can all go, then you're kind of like, well, then you all need to play your instruments.
Right.
So that's kind of what happened with that. Yeah. I see YouTube, like if you have a YouTube channel, you can have like shows on your channel, basically, right?
Yeah,
so it's
exactly.
Like having it kind of layered like that, where it's like, podcast jam. I was doing the drum challenge video. We wanted to add like a fourth thing where it kind of rotates, like
that's kind of what we wanted to do with the whole no vacancy thing. Is kind of have like we have our after hours thing, which is like the performance segment that we had before, and like our different little like sketch videos and stuff, and kind of how we're gonna do like the Stony Lonesomes have that series as its own little thing.
Yeah.
So then it just becomes like Stoner Netflix or something.
Yeah.
Then you just basically, and we want to try and get like a donation based thing going on where we like Patreon, for example. Like we have like things that we offer at like certain like packages. Like okay, so you get this, and then if you donate this amount, then you get like this like extra content that you wouldn't get before. Anybody can go to the YouTube and watch all the videos and stuff, and there will be different categories. But then we'll have extra stuff too, exclusive content. And if they donate, it helps us out, and then they get exclusive stuff.
Yeah.
The not seen before, basically behind the scenes, or it could be whatever.
It's like almost like bonus material.
Bonus content like. If people really care that much, then it shows like So
I watched this guy. He uses that too, and like he'll start videos like, oh, thank you so much. You guys donated this much. And it'll be like a ridiculous. I'm like, okay, you're banking, bro. Like, some people will.
They got it down. Yeah, they got it figured out, and we just. We're not there yet. We've definitely asked for donations and stuff in the videos. We've plugged the the PayPal and everything because like we do all of this out of pocket. It's all we put a lot. We invest our time and our energy into this, and we don't really get too much out of it except for the experience, the enjoyment of actually having this outlet, putting it out there. But in terms of like monetization, that's not really there, yet.
Yeah.
But we're trying to get there.
Yeah, and that's kind of one of our goals. Is like I guess we strayed away from it a little bit, but kind of one of the goals with the show was to show people how to start making money with what they're doing instead of just like, oh, I'm just doing this forever and I don't know how people are making money and what they're doing, and sort of like we wanted to have people write in like questions that we could answer, but we should, I don't know, maybe that'll be one of the segments. We can have a little more like, we have one of the segments is, man.
We don't want to like just give it away.
Okay. Yeah, we might have to talk later about this, but we might be able to talk a little more about how to start a business and how to start monetizing anything that you do in one form or another, because that's, we should all be compensated for what we're doing. We really should. And there's a way to do it that isn't cheesy or lame or like just wrong in general. And one of the ideas that I had was like almost like a local like St. Pete, Tampa, like Netflix almost like network where we have like local like almost like YouTube or content creators where people can subscribe to this more localized
channel.
Because fuck cable, fuck regular TV, like ads and shit, like it's cancerous, Fuck it,
and we can just make it so everyone's a star kind of thing where everyone's subscribing, and you just have your own
it's kind of like similar to, I don't know if you guys are familiar with All Things Comedy. They kind of do something like that too, where I think it's owned by Bill Burr and Al Madrigal. Wow. Yeah.
Okay.
So I think they own like a studio, and then they have just like a bunch of podcasts come on and just do it from their studio, and then they release all that stuff there.
Oh wow.
I think they're not doing like they're doing specials as well now.
Nice.
Like, yeah, it's a pretty good idea.
Chris Jericho does that.
Chris Jericho,
I think.
Really?
Yeah, I think he has his own little podcast network.
It's smart. I mean,
it is. We're all trying to do the same thing.
Yeah,
why not?
I was thinking about it too. Just get us all on a website
so
we can all cross promote, and then you have your own advertising packages where someone pays this much and you can advertise on everything.
Yeah,
all of us, and so we're all getting a little bit, and
we just need the infrastructure. We need the actual platform itself so we can all do this, and it's like it's going to take time before we get to that point, but we've got the idea and we're trying to build on it.
And now we're meeting the people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We're meeting other people that are doing the same thing so that we can, when we finally get the right and enough people, we can all throw in and just make it happen.
I have one last question that kind of goes off of kind of the YouTube thing. Are you guys worried at all that we might get to a point where there's so much what would be the word for this?
Like too much content?
No. Where YouTube is kicking people off for what could be considered inappropriate. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they're already doing that.
Yes, but there's Vimeo, there's Dailymotion, there's all other kinds of stuff, and the way that we haven't put money into advertising yet, and so we're not advertising on YouTube. We don't have any. Everybody who watches our show is sort of directed from us, so I already know that at least wherever I'm advertising already, I can pull people and get them to watch wherever I'm showing. So whatever numbers we have can stick no matter what platform we put it on. So I can put it on somewhere else, and we just have to learn how to redirect it. And if we get enough people doing that, it's I guess just knowing where the next step is going to be and what you really want to do with it.
Yeah.
I mean, because we were getting kicked off Facebook, and that's why we left Facebook, because we were doing Facebook Live.
You're getting kicked off of it?
Well, we were playing music that's local music, but if somebody had it like copyrighted,
like distribution services and stuff.
Like if you paid if you had your BMI or whatever, it doesn't matter if we have the rights or not. What it comes down to is Facebook is afraid that they're going to get sued by record labels because anything that you put on Facebook, they own.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
So they own it. They're making money on it. And if they're making money on copyrighted music, that's illegal.
Yeah.
YouTube got contracts with record labels.
So you can do that on YouTube.
You can do whatever you want. Yeah.
Because like I know like Joe Rogan's always like, oh, they're gonna pull this video, like if we play the fucking the music
somewhere might, like one of the places they distribute to might.
And since you don't, exactly, and since you don't know, you just don't show it or whatever. Yeah.
That's a fucking pain.
Jamie.
And I get it. Yeah, Jamie, pull that up.
We were going off about that with when we had Benjamin in the last episode. Yeah.
Y'all were going on and on and on. I was kind of like, what's going on here? I was trying to keep it like interview style, asking questions, but it was
way too
mostly
chill.
Conversation.
Yeah, it was it was way too chill that episode.
It happens.
He was like, "Am I gonna get to ask my questions or not?"
At one point, I was like, how long have you been a music producer? Like,
so funny, dude. He seriously. It was awesome.
Good on you, man.
It's a fun dynamic. I think that makes it fun.
That is fun. Well, I'm going to that flew by. We are at more than an hour. That's
what happens.
Bro, our last episode we were like 2 hours and I was like, fuck it, you want to keep going? And he's like, I have nothing to talk about.
My ass hurts so much from sitting in this chair for over 2 hours. I'm just like, I want to get up. I want to go smoke or something. Let's go.
The first time I looked up, it was at 40 minutes. I was like, holy shit, that went by really fast.
I love episodes like that.
Yeah,
those are
crazy.
My favorite. When you're just like, fuck, it's already time to go. Like, fuck this, man.
Yeah.
I want to go back in time. We didn't even talk about that much.
Well, I mean, hopefully we can come on, I don't know if you guys are going to be having on people on season 2, but
we are.
Please let us know because that would be.
It may be later on, in the year, but maybe not too long. It just depends on how we.
We're figuring out the schedule for this coming up here. Actually, as soon as you guys leave, so the faster you guys get out of here, like that, we can tell you.
Well, thank you guys so much. I guess before we go, did you want to plug any of your social media, any of that stuff?
I'm Jolly Green. You can find me on Facebook, Jolly Green Productions. Instagram, it's Jolly GRNPROD 96. That's me.
Yeah, I'm Rath. I'm really bad at social media, especially Instagram. Like I was on there for a minute and kind of dropped off. Check out No Vacancy Media. Check out HAFTime Radio Show. That's HAFTIME, and I'm sure that'll be on the title of the episode, so you can find it. It's not HALF. There's nothing sports related in that.
It's like I know I read halftime, and then when I read the way you actually spell it, it's like halftime. Like
what is half? Who's a half?
Wait, that's actually
we've created our own
English language. Wow.
But I'd say check that out and see what we've got going on. We're gonna drop a couple things before we start up the new season.
Some promo,
but that'll be going live February 19th.
Fuck yeah!
On I think at that point it'll be the No Vacancy Media YouTube channel.
Yeah, I gotta figure out how to change that name.
So, I think I can do it from a browser.
Yeah,
I just can't do it from my phone. You can't do half the shit you need to
account.
from your phone on YouTube.
Yeah,
Fuck, it's really annoying. And I don't have Wi-Fi at my house, so like I do everything on my phone.
I know.
But that's why Anchor's
makes
nice.
things
like
difficult.
With Anchor, it's all an app.
Okay.
So
I'm definitely gonna look into that. But thank you guys for coming on. We really appreciate it.
Thank you for being here.
This was a really cool experience. Being on the other side, So
well, I'm glad, and thanks for listening, guys. Peace.
Bye.
Boom. Peace.